Peace. It's your boy Killer B, the goddamn Let's Find the General. You got a bitch. Burn their ass up. Let's go.
幻の影焼く湧き上がる雲の色不条色食べてみて散る涙の音私は石だって知らぬ時とこしでなく果てる今は
Set the stage, gunplay, all praise to Ocean Spray, drink it up, corrupt cops, modulator difficulties with neighbors, raiders on the moon and on your face, lace stockings, boots and clothes, show hoes, I hate those, stay froze, no coke and nose, no overdose, stay on the post, heavenly host. Into the jungle, more than Guns N' Roses. Welcome to the black denials of the Denali. Probably not what's costly. Rockin' barley, dropping guard, retarded arenas, gassed up like Lena, 5 fingers, dimmer whites. Give me insight like original man. Growing up was the plan, now older level cities to sand. Open hand like chance, never kept up with the Joneses. Violence on the news, holiday bonus, homeless, don't owe us. Who paid for the postage? Yahweh is one. Yahweh is one. Yasharala Allah. One is Yahweh Allahayam. Aha. Lahayam. Bishop. Ahayam. Yahweh. God. Make believe. Gods die horrible deaths. I know why the remnant was left right. Sinking to the depths. Sight. The flats with stupidity. Till holy earth remain completely dropped to run on for the walkers of the day tonight. Time talkers. The wad altars are marked for starters. The largest mass graves in existence. Ate a little, spit a little. Ate a little, spit a little. Ate a little, spit a lot like Gomorrah. Above the cloud soarer, on sorcerers. Panic at the borders, enormous. The rhyme style by her wisdom. Norman's gone fishing, poured the white grapes and drank the honey. Mummy living looks sunny. Brothers Playboy Bunny, Esau hunting. Looks like a job for somebody, something somewhere here. Told y'all folks time and space clear. Flat earth, round earth, you're all between alphabet. Camp die on the sea, burn up Vatican with ease. Then rest and watch Adama from the trees. Hey. Then rest, watch Adama from the trees. Believe, like hate. So wings and Belize collapse Eiffel on BBC because blacks with EBC on attack on all of me and army. Captain you up, what he brings, what breeds Captain Army and me of all on attacking BBs with blacks because CBB on iron red apps believes and swings ape like Belize trees. Look from Adama, watch and rest in. Ease when Vatican upburned. Seen the on die camp. Greek alphabet between in all earth round. Earth flat, clear space, time, both y'all. God told y'all. Yahweh is one. Tom, Yahweh, La, one is Yahweh, Allah, Hayam, Aha, Lahayam, Bashar, Khan, Ahayam, Yahweh, the God, host this stuff for pay who us old don't homeless, bonus holiday, views on the violence, Joneses, an army captain breathes on what he brings, captivated audience on the nut swing. An army captain breathes on what he brings. Captivated audience on the nuts swing. Slice. Sickle. Torch. The wide. Earth.
Slice up, man. Thought you knew.
Bring him the wealth.
You knew what was coming.
Bring him the wealth. You owe the wealth. Yahweh above all else. Be quiet. But you know, be quiet. Wait, what is that? Be still. Hello? Be still. Wait. Be still. Where's that coming from? Be. Hello? Still. Yahweh. Hello in there. Yahweh. In the beginning, Alahayas created the heaven and the earth.
Listen closely.
And the earth
Be very
was
quiet.
formless.
Peace. Boy, could be back there with my general. Wait to burn that motherfucker ass up. That's what the fuck we gonna do tonight. What's up, Nicky Springfield?
I can't hear you with the music.
Nah, the music's off, Nicky.
Oh, I gotta shut that off. Give me a sec. Huh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, latest.
All right. Yeah. I forgot to mute the YouTube. Yeah. Shalom. How you doing?
It's slow, man.
Let's knock out the witchcraft language, of course.
Yeah.
But first, if I'm actually gonna get into it, I want to talk about how a real language works. And let's start with one that isn't a Semitic language.
What's up, bro?
Howdy, y'all.
All right, Nicky.
Shalom.
So what we talk about tonight?
The Lashawan Qadash language, which is a cult version of Hebrew, of Canaanite or Aramaic, whatever you want to call it, or Phoenician, right?
This is Israelite Hebrew.
Yeah, it's a Hebrew Israelite Hebrew.
All right.
Hebrew language.
There's a bunch of names you could call it, but we'll avoid certain ones.
Mm-hmm.
I was
But
actually,
so are we gonna get into this?
Yep, go ahead, Nicky. You got the floor.
All right, so let's start with how a real language functions. Real languages have vowels. That's just something that every language pretty much has. And because every language has vowels, you're going to see variations in other areas of language, which would be the consonants. So, like for example, in the example I'm going to give first, you have different dialects of Korean. You have the official one in the south and the official one in the north, but there's a whole bunch in between. But with the north one, they use a J sound where the south would use a ch sound. So the name of the language in the north is Joseon Mal. And in the south, they call it Hangugo. So the thing is, you're going to hear things like that, different variations, different ways of pronouncing the same letter. So Hebrew is not one language. And it's definitely not going to be pronounced the same way. But you're still going to have certain things, like I said, like vowel sounds, which don't change. Right. And people have this false notion that no Semitic languages have vowels. Or they'll say that no Afro-Asiatic language has vowels. But you can point to so many examples. Like the biggest one would be the one in Ethiopia, Amharic. Amharic has vowels for days.
I have looked at something. You are right.
I mean, that's the language that every Rastafarian gets into. But yeah, anyone who's studied Rastafari knows a little bit of Amharic.
What was that?
I just said Wagwen, like what's up in Jamaica.
Oh yeah. That's interesting. But yeah. The thing that distinguishes the Black Hebrew Israelite dialect of so-called Hebrew is that they take out pretty much all the vowels. And one thing I need to point out is that Judah has a little twist I've never heard anyone else do. He started doing this a little while ago before I left. He would say Yasharal at the start of his videos, like Shalom Yasharal.
Yeah.
Then he started saying Shalom Yashar and that kind of threw me off. I thought it sounded kind of stupid, and I made jokes about it. I even told him my little joke for it, which was, Yashar for when being upright is too much work. It didn't go over too well. He didn't think it was that funny, but it sounds like ale, like the drink,
Yeah.
So it's kind of stupid because that was the first thing that came to my mind, and I was like, I couldn't take this seriously. But then once I started looking at other aspects of the language, I was like, yeah, this isn't really a functioning language.
Right. And the cult leader make edits to it at their discretion. So
that's what I was saying. But what's even worse is this language is meant for casting spells. So it's not a real language.
I was trying to just sit back and hear y'all out because there's not much I'll have experience with, but that's interesting. You say casting language with the spells because you can see obviously my name is Nordic, they have two kinds of Nordic. They have the Anglo-Saxon Nordic, then they have the elder Futhark Nordic, the younger Futhark, and what makes that interesting is a lot of people have learned, well, at least me, have learned how to, memorize all the different letters and what they mean and stuff like that. And,
right.
I might be wrong, I might be crazy, but I might be right too. You can literally get a piece of paper, parchment or whatever, write down the letters and basically, cut yourself and put some blood on it and give it power.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you see where I'm following.
Right.
That's interesting.
I don't know about that, but I just want to burn up the Lashawan Qadash.
Yeah.
I'm very single-minded. Tonight I have basically one focus.
Yeah, I got you. So go ahead, nigga. You got the floor.
All right. So this language is really not meant to be a spoken language. Like I said, it's meant for spells. So if you actually tried to speak this and use verbs and adjectives and things, well, verbs don't work at all in this language because you can't
similar to Pope Honoris's witch's alphabet, similar to that.
It's a little bit like that. But the thing is, the cult leader wants you to believe that this language can be spoken. But when I was in Torah Nights, no one ever spoke this language.
Yeah. I knew it. You know what I mean? We never spoke it anywhere I was with, amongst each other, as a language. It was only used for prayers. That was it.
That
greetings.
And by prayers, what he really means is, like I'm saying, with spells. Because it really is only for that. I mean, the thing is, with the actual Hebrew language, you have vowels, and you have, the ability to distinguish between past and present and future tenses of verbs.
Yeah.
Which that is a big part of speaking. You can't, if you cut that out, you have no language.
Yeah. But they only need it for them. That's their thing.
Yeah, so when you're destroying someone who only knows the Lashawan Qadash, you're basically dealing with someone who has no real knowledge.
Right.
And I have a Hebrew dictionary with me, but I just have to go get it.
Go get it. We have to go get it.
I'll go get all of them because I have a bunch. I'll turn on my camera and show you guys.
All right. Yeah. So the language was developed by a guy named Arya. He wanted to create his own language, Hebrew. I guess he studied the ancient Hebrew, and he wanted to have the Israelite vibe, I guess. However, people said it then or pronounced it then, that was considered the white man's version, and the Most High would never give the true name or the true language to the heathens. know what I'm saying?
Okay, I got my weapons. Let me show you guys what I got here. This is
Hell
a
yeah.
modern Hebrew dictionary. That's weapon number 1. It comes in handy.
Fuck yeah.
My other favorite one. This is an Arabic dictionary that is probably the best Arabic to English one you can get.
All right.
The original version was in German, but someone did an English translation of it. And then I got one that people have never heard of. This is the one that most people don't even know about, but it has a lot of interesting connotations in history,
Right.
like Islam's golden age in Central Asia,
Okay.
and the precursor to the European Illuminati. If you guys never heard of that, the European Illuminati was from Central Asia. They got their inspiration from a
You
Central
know, that's
Asian
interesting
cult.
that you said that because, you know, like usually your intuition is right about something. And it's like if the Illuminati, you know, let's say they're a group, you know, of people, you know, to this day that controls everything behind the scenes. Wouldn't that be kind of weak if they only had one part they controlled of the world, which was the West and Europe? So
And
yeah,
here,
that's funny that you say that they're from Asia. That's good to know.
here's the really funny thing. Here's the thing that most people wouldn't know about. The fact that they never called, in the European version, they never called themselves the Illuminati. They called themselves the Perfected Ones. And the reason they didn't ever use the name Illuminati had to do with the fact they were concealing where they got it from. Because the group that they got it from was called the Roshanaya, which means the Illuminated. So they had to hide that because the Roshanaya were Muslim in name, but they had doctrines that went against many of the basic tenets of Islam. So just something interesting I wanted to bring out, but I will be making videos on that. I got regular Arabic dictionaries. These are basic. These are like for, you know, things that aren't really esoteric or interesting or, well, I'll just, here, this one and this one. The only good thing this one has in it are country names. I'm trying to get it in the camera, but it's, well,
All right.
you can see it. There we go. Anyway, there's a lot of interesting stuff with language, and it opens the door to so much.
Yeah.
So like this, we can beat up on false doctrine and false beliefs.
Oh, that's what we're gonna do.
So you want me to go into the Hebrew side of things?
Yeah.
All right. So we got this one right here, and as you can, if you've ever done a study of Hebrew, then you know there's at least 5 vowels, but the way of writing them is very different in the written. The spoken, you have 2 E sounds and 2 U sounds. There's like a long U and a short U.
All right.
And you even have different variations on A.
It's like
depending on how you
he,
write it.
but you know, like at the end, you know, of the H, there's an E. Then you go, it's like E, he, brew. Yeah.
Yeah. The word for Hebrew can be pronounced different ways. One is Ivrit. The second one is Eberit. And then you have Eberith, which different variations on it give people different ideas about, you know, how it's written. But the written form follows the spoken form, no matter what. That's how languages work. When you have the Lashawan Qadash, you have a written form that people are trying to make a spoken form out of. So it's in the Lashawan Qadash, they're trying to make a literary language into a spoken one.
I got what you're saying. I understand what you're saying now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
so that's the weakness, is that they're trying to force a certain pronunciation onto letters where the pronunciation could go in other ways.
But look at what we dealing with here. We dealing with some old country motherfucker and shit that came up from like down south.
Oh yeah, that could be it. Because let me explain it this way: the way it works, they want an easy way. They're trying to make it simple. When you look at a regular Hebrew word, You gotta like almost know the word in order to know how to pronounce it. Like I said, the spoken is the carriage that the horse pulls.
Oh,
So that's mainly why Lashawan Qadash fails, is because, you know, even though they can say the Jews are the Edomites and they made up stuff, they have no proof to prove otherwise.
right. This is the
And plus, I find that whole Edomite thing really laughable because the Edomites had a language. They actually had a real language.
and they had a god named Yahweh too.
They had a god named Kos or Kosh.
Yeah, of course.
And the funny thing is,
What is he the god of?
he was their national god. He was like the one they worshipped.
So you could go to this god for like anything you wanted, whether it be love.
Yeah, he
whether it
was
be
just
take your
he
enemies
was
out,
just like Yahweh or whatever you want to, the Hebrew.
or if you want to call him just God in general. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like their, well, God is a Germanic word. It kind of, but anyway, I understand. Yeah, the Hebrews' own national god. They were the same almost.
The
I was reading that thing you sent me though, Killa. That was really mind blowing. I was like, I mean, I did skim somewhat, but it was like, yeah, my brain was just going completely numb.
yeah, if you want me to read some of it and stuff, it's good.
I mean, I've read the majority of it, and it was just like, that's crazy. I mean, that really does.
How they had to use the
I mean, the thing that kind of blew me away was I've always had a feeling that the Hebrews were not better than the other people, but they pretended that they were. So
Yeah.
that kind of like made me go.
and that's what we see now.
That completely messes me up. I mean, I'm like, I'm not too sure if that whole Torah
Oh yeah,
thing.
I dated a Jewish girl, and like she was so fucking weird and cocky, and like she would say, "I got no likes. That makes me more popular than you." Like to be a sarcastic, or whatever. Yeah.
I ain't even gonna go there because I used to say some anti-Semitic stuff and racist stuff. So I'm gonna keep
Oh
it
no,
to it.
no. I meant like on Facebook. Like she said, "I got less likes. That makes me more popular than you."
Oh, okay. All right. Well.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Yep. But
I mean, these days I'm trying to watch myself, but
yeah, I got you.
But yeah, I definitely want people to understand that when they're dealing with Black Hebrew Israelites, they're dealing with a supremacist ideology, no matter who's pushing it.
Yeah, no matter who puts it.
I didn't know that part.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I was in a group that pushed some kind of black supremacy.
Yeah.
I mean, they got the Mad Ryan, the Cable Gates, and there's been videos about them. Cable Gates also meaning Cabal Gates, just a short word for Kabbalah.
Yeah.
And they talk about like if you like do anything to the group, if you do the leader like can decide anytime if he wants to like track you down, hunt you, kill you, curse you. Like you don't even have to do anything wrong. Like they give all the power up to the leader, like Hitler.
And you know what's eerie about that? We used to be in a group where the leader would curse you.
Yep.
He'd curse you if you left, and he didn't curse me yet, but we gotta wait and see.
Yeah, that's fucking whack.
The weird thing is though, he's done something much worse in my opinion. He's said a whole bunch of things about me that aren't true.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, I did in my last message to him on Facebook, I called him a heathen, but I did that because he was acting like one. But enough about him. We're talking about the Lashawan Qadash, and it's nonsense. It's not really a language. It's like it was made up. It's like Klingon.
Yeah, exactly. That's like that Star Wars shit. Like
Star Trek. Yeah.
Like those exactly.
Or Jabba the Hutt's language You know, you remember from the first movie that one green alien guy was speaking that funky language?
This supposed to be people that can actually speak.
I used to love Star Wars a lot, man.
Oh yeah, yeah. Do you remember? Did you see the version of the first movie where that green alien gets shot first, or he gets a shot off?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm pretty sure it was in the bar on that, dry
Yeah,
desert
yeah.
planet.
It's Han Solo, and he pulls the gun under the table after having a. He's speaking English or whatever passes for English, and the other alien speaking his language. So just like that, you got the Black Hebrew Israelites. And then in Return of the Jedi with the Jabba the Hutt guy that I mentioned, speaking that
That's funny because a sorcerer that used to be popular on YouTube was talking about how they have this cult. It's called the Sith Academy, and basically like these fucking fuckboy simps are doing rituals, with lightsabers.
Oh, you want to hear something? I'm gonna leave this subject after I bring
Like I
this
love
up,
Star Wars, but not that much. Hey, if they come out with a lightsaber some days, hey, motherfucking cool weapon, but who cares?
yeah, I just want to mention this and then I'll leave it alone. But
Yeah.
the word Jedi is actually a word for an Egyptian priest. Or a column. That's what they used to call the staffs the priest would carry around.
It's like
Jedi.
It's like Batman, was actually a god called Kamatotes or something in, Mesoamerican, Aztec mythology.
Oh, Quetzalcoatl. Yeah.
No. It was like Kamazotes or something.
Kulkan or something like that.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about though exactly, but yeah. But anyway, yeah. What else with the fake Black Hebrew Israelite Hebrew?
The language, like where it came from. Like,
I know what they did. They actually tried to reverse engineer the Hebrew language. They tried to use some parts of Arabic, because like in Arabic there is, when you have a letter, the one for the U sound, when you have it in isolate by itself, it's pronounced wow or wah. So what happens is, like in the expression Allah the praised and exalted, you would say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's that's one way it can be used by itself. But when it's in a word, it has the U sound. So it's like a long U.
Okay.
So the Black Hebrew Israelites took that and they used a wah sound in the middle of a word, which makes no sense.
And they got it from a baby with that's the deal breaker itself.
Yeah,
like,
baby babble. If you're gonna speak a language, speak a language. Don't speak baby babble. That really messed me up. I'm not gonna lie, it really messed me up. I was angry.
Yeah, you was. Like I said earlier, it was like you ran out your last quarter into the arcade.
I mean,
it's like
it was
when you
like
listen
that.
to a German person and like, what do you call it? Their language just sounds like they're throwing a hex on you every 2 seconds.
Yeah, of course. And then you hear Hitler.
But
besides him, but yeah. Because a lot of us, we don't really know how he spoke or anything like that.
Right. Well, this guy, he came up with this whole thing. This guy that's on the screen right there, on the right.
Oh yeah. That guy, his name is Arya, and you know where he got that name from? The word is Ari, which means lion, but the guy that actually had the name Ha-Ari, or the title, was
A-R-I?
Yeah, in Hebrew it would be H-A and then A-R-I. Yeah, Ha-Ari.
I thought Ari was a Sanskrit word.
No, it might be, but I'm talking about
or
the
was it actually
famous
Muslim? My bad.
Yeah, I'm talking about the famous rabbi. This guy was a famous guy who was a big Jewish author and philosopher and some other things. But yeah, they stole that name from that guy.
And it was popular for Hebrew Israelites to pick names that made them like tough guys.
Yeah, because the idea of a lion is supposed to be strength, but male lions are not the biggest and baddest.
Yeah, name like Aria.
They literally, yeah, male lions lay around and sleep all day. So if you're gonna call yourself something, that's not it.
Oh, they're supposed to be getting woke up though. It's because when the Most High give them time, tell them the time and shit, to wake up. They said they're gonna route. How the scripture go and shit. Judo is like a sleeping lion. Who shall wake him up? Who shall rouse him
Oh
up?
yeah.
Scripture they use for that.
Yeah, that's
They
kind
bad,
of
you know? And like
yeah, that's kind of whatever. But you know, my whole opinion of that book is changing. So
yeah.
I'm not too
It's
sure
like
what.
Odin in Marvel Comics when like he casts like a spell or something like that that's really powerful and he has to go to sleep for like a certain amount of time.
Actually, it's kind of like you know, a little pussycat waking up, but whatever.
Okay, I feel it.
Little, you know, that's what a lion is.
Yeah,
A
I don't think
lion
I
is
should have
just an
compared that to
overgrown
that, but
pussy.
yeah.
But
God,
anyway, yeah.
and I was telling the people that, and you got all these different sexes, and not only the sets of them, you got different like little spins on the original doctrine. You know what I'm saying? So now you got the Hispanic Hebrew Israelites on the rise right now. I would say in the next 5, almost 10 years, that would be a whole nother movie that's saying all the Hispanics in the Americas and like the Native Americans and shit like that. All of them are Israelites, God's chosen people. And them dumb motherfuckers gonna want to change their nationalities.
And you know what's so messed up? They're probably going to try to connect the Aztec language of Nahuatl to Hebrew. So they're going to change it to something else. They're going to be like Nahuatl, and that means whatever, you know, Naphtali or something.
And one thing I found strange about the Hebrew Israelites, they always demonize African American culture.
Oh yeah. They hate black people.
American culture or like Hispanic culture. Like, you know what I mean?
But
Like,
why though? Isn't like weren't like a lot of the original Jews and stuff black? Like, you know, if you think about it, like for example in Greece, a lot of them were black. Some, you know, we see them as white, but actually a lot of them were black. And you know, the same goes with Egypt. You know, Moses and stuff like, you know, Moses. Yeah, like I don't know why they would hate so much though.
And now you're dipping your foot right into the pseudo.
Yeah.
You know, that's how they get people. They go, yeah, the Egyptians are black, the Greeks are black, all the major civilizations in the world were black. And then people are like, yeah, wow, so we were part of a civilization that spanned the entire globe. And then they get them with that, and it's like everything past that is like nonsense.
Yeah, that sounds like it kind of, I can compare that to say like, you know, somebody who, you know, begs for attention. That's, you know, it's kind of fucked up.
all right, I'm back.
I mean, yeah. Did
And what I
you
mean
hear what
attention
I
is like, say like if the person's becoming ignored or something like that, and basically like you try to play wolf or something like that and you get your, you know, your attention and, you know, you still just don't get enough of it. Some bullshit.
Yeah,
That's
so
fucked up.
did you hear what I said about you know, that all the civilizations are black stuff?
Oh yeah. That's the Afro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they get people. So everything after that is like even more incredulous nonsense. So they'll say like, "Oh yeah, we were the Greeks. We were the civilized people of the world. We taught the white people how to bathe."
And
And then
now,
people go, "Yeah, that sounds good. I like that. That makes me feel good."
but now the
Well, don't they,
Hispanics.
I'm sorry, don't they use the excuse of the Phoenicians also?
I really don't know. I just know they pull a whole lot of nonsense, and people will go, "Yeah, man, that sounds deep. You know, we are the civilization." The original man.
I feel it.
Like the Hispanics now are starting to take this over, and they're pushing their heritage to the front of everybody else.
So that doesn't surprise me. That's a big thing. The Hispanics are going to take over.
Yeah, they're pushing out their European ancestry, and they're pushing out their African ancestry. Right? They're totally ignoring all of that shit. That is totally ignoring it and saying that we are pure Taino Indians. We are pure Cherokee Indians. Like, you know what I mean? We are pure Aztecs or Mayans or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? They're taking this thing and they're saying, and they get to pick what black people are Israelites.
Yeah. They're like the guy at the gate. They're like the guy at the door of the club with the, you know. They're like the guy holding the velvet, you know, curtain, the velvet chain at the club. They're gonna let people in.
That's just the cherry. Yeah, man, and they took they like their language. They even using that like with the Indians. They saying because the Indians say hiya 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 that's they supposed to be praising the Most High because they saying that shit because GOCC says their God name is Ahia. So now they're saying that the Native American Indians already knew who the Most High was. Name was Yahweh because they say that in their like powwows and shit. I'm like, yo, what the fuck kind of retarded monkey ass shit is that?
And you know the reason they say that is probably because it's a very natural thing to say. It's a natural noise,
right?
Sound.
Right. Just like Arya came up with the Hebrew language with baby talk.
Taza da whatever, or Yahweh.
Da Abba. Know what I mean? The Hebrew, they taught us the Hebrew alphabet. We say Abba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za.
That's just some Bali.
What? Taza, Ra, Kwa, Sha, Tha. Nope, still remember that shit.
That's pretty sad. I would have forgotten that real quick. I would have been like, yeah, never mind.
Hey, Cherry Love, what's happening?
How you doing, beloved? God bless you.
All right.
Hi, Cherry.
How y'all doing? I'm fine. I was just kicking back listening to y'all. Y'all having a real good conversation.
Yep.
I figured I don't know if it's any more that I can add to what you guys said because you guys are so on point right now.
Yeah.
And I just figured I would just let you know, there's a little gift on my channel for you, Killer. I think it's worth your time. It's the video that's 46 seconds.
Okay.
I think you might want to take a look at that.
All right. So in the lie? What you mean you got caught in the lie?
Huh?
You say you got caught in the lie.
No, Hebrew Israelites got caught in the lie.
I got it wrong.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get them. We're gonna burn them up.
Oh, we got to burn something up now.
Oh, big time.
Burn them.
It's only 46 seconds. And they put their whole foot in their mouth a couple of days ago. I'm not sure if you are familiar with a guy named Abaya from Inside the Nations. Yeah, so he's a cat that says that he's not in the camp, but you push but the camp is in him.
What has got them saying that? Did I not?
Yeah.
Saying that?
Yeah.
They leave the camp. They leave the cult, but keep the doctrine.
Yeah. That's why
it keep the doctrine.
Yeah, I heard you say that. I said, let me just give this little gift to Killer real quick. political games, okay? I can see, I can hear, and I can definitely pay attention. And I have been watching.
Sakari don't teach that we're saved by the law.
What must I do to be saved? You have to stop sitting, man. What must I do to be saved? Keep the law. Keep the law.
Sakari don't teach that we're saved by the law.
Right now, on Caught Red-Handed.
Hey, you! Stop!
Just to rebel on your own on the retro. So, yeah, so the guy who said Sakari don't teach that, Sakari does teach that to keep the law. So all over social media, that I mean, they are pissed. When I'm saying they are pissed, they are upset. At that video that you just played, because it just proves that they are pushing something else. So they're not dealing with the Bible. The Bible is just a cloak, a buffer. You just got through saying it. And there go your evidence.
The Bible
The new
to
group,
me is
the
just
new
another
group
book
that
of
come out,
spells.
that they start up, they take a little piece out of the whole doctrine, and they got to tweak it. They got to throw an edit up in there to make them different from the other group. So the workers won't be like, why is there a separation? You know what I'm saying? If they all taught the same thing, there's no need having different groups. You should be all the same group. And that's a question that most members have. If we're all brothers and sisters, we all Israelites, why are we all these different camps?
There you go.
We got to demonize.
There you go.
Demonize. We got to separate ourselves from it. That was my main thing when Tahar's school closed in Connecticut, when it was the House of David, is that shit, where I'm going to go now? Like, know what I mean? So now I'm confused. I'm like, damn. You know, right? And now we got all these other niggas and shit, but which one do I choose out of all them? So,
bro, they all messed up because
Hey, I gotta get going though, but hey, you guys have fun tonight. Peace out.
All right, peace, Logie. Thanks for coming by.
Have a good evening.
Oh yeah, I'm glad to stop by. I'll probably watch it for a little bit, but yeah, peace.
All right, dude. Thanks for coming by. Loki, you guys check out his channel.
her channel.
Yeah, Sherry Love's channel too. Love that too.
Oh yeah. But you know what's weird about that? That really isn't as explosive as you would think. I mean, they teach people to keep the law, but they also teach a very Protestant doctrine, which is weird.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, most of the problems with that basically are that it leaves out a lot of things that early church people would have believed in. I can get into that, but it's really just a camp thing.
That's all it is. It's they've been getting caught up. I mean, left and right. They've been trying to flag my channel, bro. They've been doing all kind of wild stuff. You know, they done made donkey pictures of me and people on my panel just being disrespectful. And get this, when he did that video.
Now, all you got to do is just point him out. That's all you got to do.
The guy from Inside the Nation who just said, "Oh, Sakari don't teach that." He did a reaction video to my hangout because he didn't like that we brought out some more truth. That you know, that picture of the Jesus.
Sister Cherry, I'm about to slide tonight. Go ahead and finish what you're saying. Okay. Go ahead and finish what you say. I got some exclusive. I was going to say this for another show. But since you said that, we burn everything, Maggie. We ain't leaving nothing.
Yeah, we got to burn all the witches.
No problem. So get this, bro. So the guy from Inside the Nation who did that, who said that, He did a video, a reaction video to my hangout. Now, mind you, we weren't even talking about him. We were just doing what we do, you know, dealing with the Bible, going through the information or whatever. And so one of my panelists, Brother Brian, he was like, Sister Chair, I want you to play this video here, because he said, you know how they had that picture of Jesus and they put the horns on there and they said that's Caesar Borgia, right?
Yeah.
Bro, kind of find out, if you do your history on that actual painting, that painting don't go back to Caesar Borgia. That painting was painted in 1956 by a guy named Warner Salmon. And it had nothing to do with Caesar Borgia. In fact, the painting that you look at that they say that is Caesar Borgia, the guy not painted as Jesus or anything like that, they don't even know if that's the real painting of Caesar Borgia. So we don't, I believe we don't even know what this man really looked like. So the painter just, did what, whatever, creative that he was going to do at the time of Caesar Borgia, but had nothing to do with the image of Jesus. Now, mind you, they don't put out there, they said, oh yeah, this is what they gave to the slaves and blah, 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 blah. And, and one said there was no image of Christ. No art, painting, not saying that that's the actual look of Christ or anything like that. But he said that it didn't predate until Constantine. So, bro, why is it that I can go on Google and Google up and find paintings in catacombs of what they thought Jesus looked like? Now, mind you, the 4 synoptic gospels, right? 3 synoptic gospels, because John is not a synoptic, but Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, got to throw him in there. Peter and Paul never, ever gave the description of Jesus at all. So what are you basing your argument on? These people just painted what related to them, what they may have thought Christ would have looked like. We found a Coptic painting of Jesus. We found the Ethiopian painting of Jesus. We found a Carthage painting of Jesus. We found one in the catacombs in Rome, catacombs in Greece, catacombs all over in the Mediterranean.
The oldest painting of image of Christ is white, and it dates from like the. I don't want to be wrong. Well, I would say something like this. I would say 7th, maybe somewhere between the 7th and the 7th century, somewhere around up in there. So
well, here's the thing, bro.
No, he white.
Here's the thing. No, that wasn't their aim though. In the 2nd century, the end of the 1st century, beginning of 2nd century, we could find what they thought Jesus looked like, what appealed to them. I can even bring up a picture all the way in China. Now, was Christ Chinese? No, but they got a painting of him looking Oriental. So these people, what they did was, it wasn't to push the influence, it's just what related to them. So we bought all that out, right?
Yeah.
And he got pissed off about it and said, well, I'm going to have to do a reaction video to this. I said, okay, fine, do what you're going to do. I said, but while you doing that, deal with the information that we bought out.
They won't. Now watch this. Oh, I got to stop you right there, Ms. Cherry Love.
Okay.
Check this out.
All right.
I'm going to show you something. Exactly. You just said it. Now watch. Watch this. Watch how easy this is. That's good. All right. I don't know if y'all can see that shit, but I'll read it. Nah, y'all can't see that shit.
Yeah, we can see it. It's just the words are really small.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll read it, right?
All right.
Harker Bay pops in here because I asked them. They were talking about the Moors and stuff. I did a video on the Moors, so I threw it up in there. It had all the stuff about the the dude that's supposed to be a Moor. He's really like a fictional character for the New Testament, like one of the wise men. And I had all that up there. Like,
right.
How all the Moorish sultans, that none of them was black. None of their asses was black, right? Now, Tarka Bay, I asked Tarka Bay, check the video out and give me an honest opinion of it, right? He bounced. He talked this shit and bounced. Now, I called him out. I said, he still ain't addressed that Moore video. And I said, the Moors left, because somebody was in there talking about the Moors, right? I said, the Moors left Corinne Gaines to die. And she was rocking with that BS hard, literally to death. And all the Moors went into hiding. Same with National Tahuti. They left him to rot also. Because when he attached Hootie got caught with all that heroin and fentanyl and shit. None of the Moors came to his aid, but they were just on there that month, the month before that, talking all that, you ain't got to pay taxes shit, and we ain't got to listen to the white man law. But they main man went down, and nobody was his lawyer, nobody went to court for his ass, and he was like 60 years.
Oh yeah, that's what they do when they don't think you're worth anything anymore. They just throw you to the side.
Yeah, that's what they did to him. He can't make more money, right? And he was the main dude. Tahuti was the main man when he was around. And then Polite took his place. Because Tahuti made a video just before he left, just before he got caught, telling Sarnetter, why you trying to play me? You're not allowed to make me no money, allow me to make no money. And I'm your main man. I'm the one doing all the ill ass debates. And you got this little skinny motherfucker over here and ain't giving him no man ain't giving him all the props. That should be good. Right? Like he's selling them out. So Tarka Bay said, those weren't more as goofy, they were scammers and suckers like you fall for it without research. So saying that the people that scam the people on the status corrections and all that stuff, that they just scammers, right? But they be in the name of their organization, right? And they say they wasn't a part of the U.S. doctrine in no way. Goodbye or something. I guess you probably say. Say Corin Gaines got played in fraud scheme that had nothing to do with Morris. Bullshit. Bullshit, right? Why are they still doing what they? I said that's why they still doing what they do, and then I don't see y'all shutting them down. When you see them, you say Islam. So when they see those so-called scammers he talking about, and they come up to them and they say Islam, they're gonna say Islam back, right? So how can you shut down crime, stupid, right? I said the police and the FBI said that's like saying stop criminals. I said and voting too. I said the police do a great job. Said they are criminals because they disregard law. Hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You dropped out for a second.
All right.
But you back up now.
All right. It's time. We got this little shit up in there. We talking shit. I said it's easy to find them. So you just search them on Google. All the little organizations that do all that status correction, they all pop up, right? I said you got YouTube, Facebook, and I told them now I'm just gonna skip through most of this stuff. And I told them how, like, you know what I mean? You got copyrights, you got trademarks, all that stuff y'all can use to keep these people from scamming people. Know what I mean? In the name of your organization, right? And then I put up some stuff. I said, like, Noble Drew Ali has several wives. According to the Chicago Defender, he claimed the power to marry and divorce at will, right? And laugh out loud, aka cult leader. So just like the Hebrew Israelites, they are allowed to marry whoever they want, and they can divorce. You know what I'm saying? They have the power. This nigga say, I got the power to marry and divorce at will. At will. So if I don't like you no more, bye.
Right. Because and now look at it now. It's not a legal marriage. It's not marriage at all. Because they convinced these women, right, that using the biblical text, talking about the Hebrew Israelites, a lot of them who are practicing this push that polygamy situation. Then they tell them that sex is marriage. So they convince them of that. and they laying babies all over. I gotta say it this way: they laying babies all over the damn place, not taking care of them, right? So when they done with old girl, or they sick of her, or want to move on to somebody else, what happens to the woman and the kid? They destitute.
Yup. He signed no birth certificate, nothing.
Yep.
What you need security number for?
Right.
So I went on and showed all these things about how they're frauds, right? And how, like, even the United States government and courts said, like, that whole Wichita Nation Indian shit.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's not real, right? And now he goes on and said, "Oh, I said you slow, and would you like to debate me on these topics?" Right? Lied so I can make you sound like a complete idiot. You don't have a clue what you're talking about. I said, sure, after you address my video. So he want to get me up on his shit so he can start asking me all types of other dumbass shit. Like, right? I said, I don't want to debate Noble Jew Ali. I want to debate what the fuck y'all doing. Know what I'm saying? And this whole Moorish thing, like, right? The internet is not college, dummy. Right? I'm not addressing any video. Let's do it live and for donations. Like, what the fuck kind of shit is that? Let the people see your face also. Like, for what? Why you gotta see my damn face, right? So I go on, I say, no, I keep my motherfucking face private. I don't know why I'm screaming. All right, well, I paraphrase the rest of it. I'm cussing tonight, Sister Cherry. I'm cussing tonight.
No, that's no, I feel you. I'm gonna tell you, I won't lie to you. Some of the stuff that you say, I do wish I could say, but the Bible don't let me. So the word of God don't let me. Listen, I feel you. And you know what? Guess what? Some of the stuff that I wish I could say, it's said through you. So it's said through y'all.
Well, that's a good thing. So maybe me and Killa can be your mouthpiece sometime.
Yeah. Y'all my mouthpiece on a lot of things. And so I feel you, bro. I really do. And what you brought out was facts. Listen, the whole thing for them, it's not even, just take God off the table, take the Bible off the table. I think I said this before on your platform. It's a straight hustle. That's all it is. It's a straight scam. They got these people believing this garbage. Man, listen, I wish I could show you my email. I got about 1,500 emails, probably more, that I still got to go through. Christian and Hebrew Israelite and people who were thinking about going into it done reached out to me on the fact of, well, what's the truth? You know what I'm saying? I thought this was real.
You gotta destroy the language first too, cause that's a good thing. If you destroy the language, like Negi did the video tonight and stuff. Once you know better on that language, a lot of shit don't stand no more. Like the greetings don't stand no more.
So did we effectively destroy the language? I just want to make sure we did that.
Oh no, you effectively destroyed the language. Effectively, in fact, I mean, it's stuff out there with the Lashawan Qadash. I have never seen nobody who thought that this was factual. How they could think this is factual? That's what I want to say.
I mean, but let me just say this: my old associate named Judah Nazareth. I'm gonna call him by his real name, Judah Nazareth. Well, he actually would say that we're wrong. He believes that this is a real language, but he's pushing it.
Stop there. Let me ask you a question. Now, in all languages, what do you find in all languages? Main thing, how are we able to pronounce our words? What carries the other letters?
Because of vowels and consonants.
Vowels and consonants, right? And in all of those languages, including the language we speak, English, do you not find the A, the E, the I, the O, the U, or the U?
Yes. The
Okay.
problem is Judah can hand wave that. He's a witch. You got to remember, he's a witch.
Yeah. I'm gonna fucking spin on your ass. Like, you talk about that
And
spin.
he will lie to you right in front of your face. Like, there's a classic example that Killer uses all the time. Judah was holding up a Bible, a Japanese version of the Bible, and he said it was his wife's Torah. But it said on it, Seisho, which means holy book or holy Bible.
Yo, you gotta make me find that shit.
And it's so funny because when he did that, I was looking at it, I was thinking, man, people are actually going to believe him. And I was actually scared that people were going to not know what it said. So I had to point that out.
Now, you know what? Regardless of what that fool says, let me ask you: have you ever seen a language that does not have A, E, I, O, U, or U in it?
No, I have not. But
Okay, so that
Judah
lie.
will lie.
Yeah, well, he can lie all he won't. Facts is facts.
They'll say
Yeah.
that this is the Most High's language. Because you remember the Tower of Babel, they teach at the Tower of Babel, God only divided everybody else's language. He changed everybody else's language, but not the Israelite language, not Peleg. They said Peleg means divided. So he was separated from all the other people of the world in Tower of Babel. You know what I'm saying? So they kept the pure language that Adam spoke. So this Lashawan Qadash supposed to be the language of Adam.
Where's his primary source at for that?
There is none.
Exactly.
Babies like that because babies come into the world and they say ba ka ra ma nah.
You know that will never not mess with me. That will never not fail to make me angry.
Go get a newborn. That's their primary source.
That legitimately pisses me off. I'm not joking.
Yup, because that shit almost had me trying to listen to babies, see what the fuck they say, trying to translate.
Don't please.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
No, please don't tell me you.
Yeah.
Oh,
say something else, fool, nigga. Say something else. Try to write that shit down. Try to translate that shit.
I cannot. No, that's terrible.
Names of places, like, right? And try to translate it. This is just us bugging out like on our own. This brothers getting together, just bugging out on their own. And like they want to be doing that shit in the school, but we be doing that shit on our own, like trying to take words and convert them into the ancient Hebrew to see if they got the same meaning. And it's stupid stuff like that. But like, yeah, like that's just crazy. No. I gotta find that video where Nigga got this. Yeah, go ahead.
So if you do find that, that'll be interesting because that's one example of me proving Judah's witchcraft or dismantling it.
Great. Yeah.
Well, here's the fact. Let me ask you this, Nagy. So, of course, Judah doesn't believe that the people over there in Israel are the real Jews, correct?
He completely considers them to be non-Semitic.
Okay, so why is he using their information, bro?
Because Judah is a deceiver. He uses that book to fool people. Like he'll use the book, but it's not what he really believes. He's preaching a form of witchcraft.
Yeah, now now I know I heard that he was trying to mess around with the Kabbalah. So now you saying is you referring to that or you referring to something else?
let me clarify. He was messing with the Kabbalah, but he was pretending like it was Israelite knowledge. And then I'll explain what I mean by witchcraft. I'm talking about deception. I'm talking about telling someone something that isn't true, and then the person will believe it because he says things that are vaguely true. So that's how he does it. He'll like tell a lie straight to your face. He'll say the sky is red. If you go out and look and see blue, and you say, yeah, the sky is blue, he'll be like, oh, you're a, then he'll start the slander campaign. He'll start attacking you.
Because he
So
knows
that's how the witch thing works. It's not explicitly doing rituals. It's not a set of beliefs. It's deception. That's what it is.
he couldn't even make a book or a pamphlet on what he teach.
I mean, you could, but the problem is it would spread the ideas. Like once upon a time, I really wanted to get my hands on some of the diagrams of the temple and stuff.
Yeah.
And I really thought that was some deep stuff.
You ever know
the video? Now I don't even want that. I mean, I think it's just stupid.
Yo, you notice when he made the videos back, this is the shit that used to be the most annoying to me. The motherfucker be shaking the camera. So trying to at the chart to try to copy it or something, like you couldn't do it because the nigga shaking the camera. He doing that shit on purpose.
And you know what's so crazy about that? When I first saw his early videos, I thought this guy was like a bit unhinged because he would always have the camera on things and he would be shaking it like that.
Yeah.
So my initial impression was basically formed by that. Like the first video I ever saw was about the Moorish Science Temple because I did a search on the Moorish Science Temple on Google, and one of his videos came up in the search results because I put masonry in the search.
Yep.
And then I found the next video, which was about him saying Kim Jong-il was the greatest freedom fighter or something like that. And I thought, yeah, this guy's a nut. But then the hook was when he started talking about the temple because that matched some of the esoteric doctrines that I was familiar with. So that's how you get people in.
Yep, all that crazy shit.
The crazy stuff doesn't really work. It's the stuff that people are going to connect with. But it's all nonsense.
Let me ask you this. Was it I know this is gonna probably sound like a silly question, but I want to ask it anyway. So was it mostly what he was teaching, or was it the attitude, or a little bit of both?
It was a little bit of both, because with Judah, the presentation is half of what makes people like him. He'll talk a certain way and he'll even use humor, and people like that. So when he's bringing in these ideas that really are nonsense, like for example the Temple Man thing, when I found out early on that it came from a website called templesecrets.info, I started doing reading on that site. And what it is they go into a whole lot of nonsense Judah doesn't teach. But the thing is, it's part of that whole doctrine. So Judah's teaching an incomplete version. Like, for example, in the original, there's like a teaching on sexuality in the temple. I mean, I'm not even making this up. There's like a whole teaching on how that stuff is supposed to work in the temple.
Okay, when you say sexuality, can you go a little deeper with that?
I mean, they're trying to suggest that the temple of the Most High had sexual symbolism in it. Now, I didn't read that part. I didn't touch it.
I'm done.
But that goes against the Torah for sure. That is absolutely anti-Torah. The author is just wrong.
Yeah, Tony Badillo is awful.
Yeah, Tony Badillo and that rabbi, whatever his name is, that rabbi dude.
Yeah, I never could understand what Malachi was saying this shit. Like I tried googling that shit like a zillion times. I still haven't got it.
You know it's so messed up because Judah wanted to be a camp leader. And the thing is, I wanted to be in a Hebrew camp because I was trying to find one that would accept me. So we kind of came together at the right place between those two, desires, wanting to be camp leader and camp follower.
Yeah.
Because I was actually watching camp videos, including IUIC, but those guys got on my nerves. I saw GMS and ISUPK.
And they teaching this garbage. He's teaching this garbage to people.
Yeah. So Judah is like both of those, and yeah, it's just crazy.
I think Quinai taught him all this stuff.
Oh, Kana is a cult leader, but he's not like Judah. Judah is different.
Yeah.
Judah is more messed up. Like, this is something that made me believe that Judah may have written those comments on that hip hop site.
Yeah.
Judah will say weird sexual stuff out of nowhere. Like, he'll, like, in the video where he roasts me, he suggests that you and Siberius were going to, do something to me.
Yeah. Well, for crazy.
Like, Judah is just, he'll suggest things that make no sense.
None. Absolutely none. Like, out of nowhere. It's out of the blue.
So you have to take that into account when you take this person's character into account.
Yep. Yeah, take it too serious.
Like, he accuses people of stuff that he does.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. You are absolutely right about that. He does accuse people of things that he's actually out there doing. I'm gonna tell you right now, I can't deal with Judah. I leave him completely in y'all hands. Like, I only addressed the dude one time. I can't. He's so far gone. It's just, it ain't even a scripture for him, bro.
Yeah,
Brother,
his language is so coarse sometimes. Like, the day that I left, the day that I basically made up my mind to leave Torah Nights, was when he was cursing out Kanath and then also cursing out Jeremiah Judah, and I didn't like that. That didn't sit well with me.
What?
We was feeling.
He was yelling. He was calling Kanath names. He was also saying that Kanath looked like he had AIDS, and he said he was calling Jeremiah Judah.
Wait a minute, he said that?
Yeah, he said Kanath looks like he had AIDS, and that rubbed me the wrong way because Torah says you're supposed to respect elders.
Oh, I can't do it. I can't kill her. I can't, bro. I can't.
That's what they do.
But the other thing that bothered me was his repeated use of the N-word and the derogatory word for women. He combined those two words together, and I just couldn't. I was like, this isn't right, This man's acting worse than a heathen.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was that bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
Okay, was this on the Lions Den? Because I know Jeremiah Judah runs the Lions Den.
No, this was on Judah's channel, and it was on the Sabbath too. So he was doing this on the Sabbath.
Oh, okay. So all of y'all was on his panel, and he wilded out.
Yeah, he was definitely freaking out because he had some alcohol in his system, and I'm sure that makes him combative and angry. But he definitely was cussing out people and acting like a just idiot.
Was this recently, or this was some time ago?
This was right after his debate with Tahuti Brown, and Tahuti Brown beat him. Tahuti Brown dismantled everything he said and did an excellent job. So Judah got angry. Judah got mad because he didn't win, which is what happens every time he loses a debate.
Wow.
Judah is a sore loser. He is a real loser.
Horrible.
I mean, the thing is, he's going to do it on SVDL. The first time he loses, I mean, the last time he debated on there was with Lex Vortex, a cult leader for sure, but, Lex had arguments. Lex argued that none of what Judah was saying was true, and it wasn't.
Damn, nigga, I got a lot of shit with your ass up here.
Yeah, I'm bit on your channel, Brother Killer. I'm still trying to catch up with a lot of, I've been going through your channel and still trying to, catch up, learn the information that you've been putting out about this
video again and work your way up.
Oh, you want to know something about me? I have an excellent memory. So when I hear something, most often I remember it. So when I hear something, I try to keep it in that file. So if I need to use it, I can.
Well, yeah, I've been I did what Killer told me to do when I first came on, or the second time I came on. He was talking about Judah, and I just went back. So I would have to say I'm like be in between, because I'm doing lessons. I got a lot to do, but when I on my downtime, I'll come to Killer's channel and I'll go back and look at all what he has documented and brought out, and
Yep.
it's too
Oh,
much.
can I ask you something? Can I ask you something real quick? Did you see the video where Judah accidentally sent Killa something that was saying homosexuality was okay?
No,
I did that
Because
on the
Judah,
all
yeah,
right,
Killa made a video on it revisiting that subject, but he accidentally sent him something that said something really weird. Killa probably has it memorized by now, but what did what did it say?
you want to see it
Oh,
here?
oh, pull it up. Here we go. There we go. Oh yeah, this is it.
I pray that all people who are attracted to the same sex be bold to live it out. Let no religion, person, or fear get in your way. It is not a choice. It is an innate desire. Be who you were created to be. Be amazing. The Most High God loves you. Embrace you. Hashtag I am free. Hashtag no down low. Hashtag bisexual. Judah Nazareth, March 31st.
I think that kills Judah.
Which was, so Negi said, was midnight in Japan. Midnight, this nigga texted this shit to somebody ass. And it just happened to end up in my box.
Oh,
Yeah, you see that? You see that? I mean, Judah is done. Torah Knights, you just leave this man alone. Get the hell away from that dude.
that's him, ain't it?
That's him. That's from the. I downloaded the whole. On Facebook you can download the whole messenger, like and have that shit on the file, like everything you ever fucking said on that shit. You can download all in one file. So that's what I did. So like, I erased our account and downloaded the whole shit and erased it, so he don't got a copy of that bitch.
You know what's so crazy about this? I hope SOJ sees it. I hope they see it in some way and realize this man is a complete fraud.
This shit go back to like 2014. I think
It
this
said 2017, March 31st, 2017.
But the shit go back to 2014.
Yeah, because the name that I used for Judah Nazura, that's what he used on allhiphop.com, where he said some of the most bizarre stuff you can imagine, which is what he says all the time.
He still got the Gary Armstrong burden. Actually, I do.
Can I say something real quick? You know what he said in the most recent live stream. He was saying stuff that I said sounded like a man pretending to be a straight man.
Oh, yo, now you said that shit. That shit fucked me up. He said Judah talks like a man pretending to be straight. So he says all the things that he would think a straight man would.
He thinks he knows what a straight man talks like. He thinks he knows what a straight man is into, so he's faking it.
Yep. So it's like he listens to people. Now I've called him out many times on this. I did it the other night on a show I didn't even see before. I played it. The first time I seen it, first time everybody saw it when I had it on my screen. And he said something, but I was like, I told this motherfucker this. So what he does, he'll have a conversation with you and take note of little snippets of what you say. And he will use that. So say that you know something about something, right? You know about, y'all can hear me?
Yes,
I can hear you.
He'll take a snippet of what somebody said and use it in a conversation with somebody else to manipulate them, to give them a false identity of you. Like, you know what I mean? To throw the person off.
Yeah, to create an impression in their mind, just like a witch. They're creating an idol on.
So it's like, say like if you're a Christian person, like Cherry Love. Cherry Love is like one of the real Christians. I know plenty of people like Cherry Love, like, right? And people that are, say, into skateboarding, or people that are into rapping and stuff, like, you know what I mean, and making music, like people that are in it, they have a certain vibe to them. There's a certain vibe to them. So Judah would get into that and take snippets out of that shit and pretend like he could put on, oh, I'm into this type of person, or he could put on, oh, I'm into this type of person, and be able to move about where a person thinking he has a certain character when he really doesn't. That character he's showing to you is pretend, and he plotting to you on the dark side. Like Siberius was saying, like he was explaining like where magic happens, like in the blind spot, like the spot you can't see, that you don't, you're like, you know what I mean? You can't visualize.
Pay attention to.
Like, it goes on in the dark spot. So that's where he plotting on you at. While you thinking he one way, he's some other way. And he's sneaking right behind you and shit. Like he observing you from the back. That's the type of, it's sick, it's weird. It's like that shit is weird as fuck. You ever see that movie?
Yeah, and then you gotta pay attention to what he's saying when he's saying the little things. You gotta listen to every word he uses.
Yeah. I mean, he'll take something that you said and use it with somebody else. He'll take a story and just put a little tweak to it and use that shit.
Oh, yeah. And he'll even try to make himself look like a cool guy with, drug stories or like sex stories, or.
I was chilling with the fine white girls doing the cocaine. Shit. I'm like, nigga,
that's yeah. That's the drug. There you have it. Drugs and sex in the same story.
That's story. That's weird.
Yeah.
That's scary as shit. I can't even see how I can even sit in that fucking house. And
I don't know.
Worse. Maggie said she looked worse than what I showed her last night.
Oh, yeah. Let me explain what I meant by that. In person, the first time I saw her, the first thing I saw, I'm not lying, and I'm not trying to be mean.
Yeah, hold on. Say something. I want to say something. What you saying? Yeah, what you saying? Maggie thought he was gonna see one of those anime ass this shit over there.
Yeah. But I'm not lying here. This is the truth.
Who is her? Her.
Ai Sato. But when I first saw Ai Sato, the first thing the sad thing is the first thing I saw was her yellow teeth.
Damn.
And I was like, I couldn't believe it. I had to almost cover my reaction. The little bit that did show, I had to almost try to hide it because I was like, damn, does she have a toothbrush? In my mind, I'm thinking, does she have a toothbrush? Does she even use it? And it was just so sad because that's what Judah has as his wife.
Brushes? It's like I never read that we use toothbrushes in Japan.
No. I mean, from the look of her teeth, that's the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, I really did believe she didn't brush her teeth because they were very, very yellow.
Sato in that sailor suit. He got there was like, wah, 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 wah.
I mean, I was also prepared for her to be a pillow, a dakimakura or a daimakura. I was prepared for Judah to be like, oh yeah, and this is I, and he pulls out this giant pillow with a pillowcase on it with an anime character. I'd be like, Damn.
Yo, I can make another video of this off this what you just said, yo.
Yeah. I know, but yeah. Anyway, yo, T. And the sad thing is, I was thinking if I ever have an issue with Judah, that's what I'm gonna make fun of. I'm gonna call her the Great Mighty Pooh from Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Yo, it's just bad. Cherry Love, this shit is bad. And what's crazy is not just Judah Nazareth.
Huh?
Mighty Hebrew. That damn Mighty Hebrew, the same shit.
What?
What do you know who Mighty Hebrew is?
Yeah, I know who Mighty Hebrew is, but I know he had some charges or whatever put against him regarding with them women, but
Yep.
is there more?
Yo, you remember? You don't remember that light skinned girl recently? And she
Sure.
talking about shit now, like she like confused as hell. She don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, Sister Shariah, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to counsel her.
Story and stuff.
Yeah, I handled that case. I with her.
And that other girl, that the Egyptian chick, what's her name? She cool and stuff. I like her. She was helping Raya too. What's her name? Something my eye. Something my eye.
You talking about Ashe? Ashe Divine?
Ashe Divine. Yeah.
Yeah, I know her too.
Yup. Yeah, she's cool with it. Yeah, they was tearing that nigga up. And he jumped his ass right on Judah Nazareth shit and yipping and yapping with Judah Nazareth. You remember he threaded Carl Doctrine?
Israel Doctrine. Mm-hmm.
That nigga. These people, yo, they'll kill you. Look at the Morris Prize Temple. There was a whole bunch of murder and shit going on in that. People kidnapping people. And think these niggas gonna try it. You be crazy. You think these niggas gonna try it. Why?
Yeah, and you want to hear something strange about that? While we're on that topic, there was even a gang that used the Moorish literature.
Yeah, the El Rukins.
The El Rukins, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, the Moorish Science people try to like say, nah, we ain't down with this shit.
But they were teaching the exact same thing.
Yep, but they were liking that money that was coming in. I bet they like that. That's what they was doing in the school back in the day too. They was getting drug money. A lot of those dudes. Now picture this: the reason why people join the Hebrew Israelites. You know what I mean? Something going on and shit. People just ain't joining that just to be joining it. So somebody trying to fill something, some void, something. I know that for a fact, and I can tell people that Hebrew Israelite right from the way they talk. Shit. God damn it. I lost my thing I thought. Shit.
Here, let me help you get it again. They were dealing drugs, weren't they?
Yeah, dealing drugs. That's right. The niggas is up in there giving their ties with us. Say, yeah. Picture this. Dude on the street or whatever. He want to change his life. He find these stupid niggas and he hooked. Now he feeling guilty. Yeah, he's still selling drugs and stuff. But you know what I mean? He got to do it. Like, you know what I mean? Or whatever. So he giving all this bread to the school. When tights coming, he really giving his tights. The nigga might have made 50 grand that year. 50 grand that week. He giving 5 stacks to the school. And they ain't gonna ask him where that money coming from. They're not gonna ask him that. They're gonna take that bread. And that's what was happening. Then at some point, they said somebody had put a stop to it. Because you know what I mean? Like something happened to people, they be going right up in there and shit. And niggas is funding some shit. You know what I'm saying? They be going to jail. But that's crazy though. That shit's going on, and niggas ain't gonna say nothing. Them niggas not gonna say nothing. You giving all that money?
They're not gonna say nothing. Like we said, it's a straight hustle. It's a straight hustle. Wow.
Nigga believe in this shit. How you think they get the niggas in jail with that Nation of Islam shit? The same thing. They all jacked up and shit. Ain't got nobody to ride them or send them no money. They gonna Nation of Islam. You know, Allah loves you, brother.
Wow.
Muhammad loves you, brother. They give you a couple suits. It's shit. Know what I'm saying? They sit down with you, let you sit down with them.
Yes.
You hook. All praise, alhamdulillah, brother. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, my foot.
And when you get out,
Oh yeah. You know what another cult? You know what another cult expression is they use? Mashallah. Mashallah.
mashallah. What's that?
That means something just like what everything else they say means. It's like some kind of like thing they'll say just as like a reflex.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they use like in the language, they only use like certain things. I had a thing of the what do you call it? Like the spelling list, word list for the Hebrew Israelites. Like, so our knowledge of that shit didn't go no farther unless we brought a Strong's Concordance. And then we had to translate from the white man Hebrew to the Arya Hebrew. And we didn't want to read that shit in the Strong's because that's the white man Hebrew. Like, we didn't even want to read it. It was like, nah, that's the white man Hebrew. I ain't trying to learn that. So I just stayed with the so-called Lashawan Qadash, ancient Hebrew. Yeah, they just give you little words like wine, cattle, door. And they had a couple. Know what's funny? They do. Let me pull that up and show y'all. They do. Hold on. Let me pull that up and show y'all. Gosh. Here you go, right here. Word list. This is the official word list, too. This is the real one. The one I had. I might still have this shit somewhere. Here somewhere. Share my screen. Y'all better hit that goddamn like button and shit. I don't know what it looked like. You hit that motherfucker.
Yeah, I already hit it. I hit it as soon as I came in.
I talk about the other 8 niggas and shit up in here. Nigga be working hard, yo. Be working hard. Hit that damn like button.
I'm gonna be in your audience because I gotta get up in the morning, but I'm gonna be listening.
Look,
So I'm gonna be
this is the list right here for you.
okay.
Come on. This good. Now, oh, come on, man. There you go. See, they got like abolish, about, affliction, after, again, Shawab is again, against is the God, all is called, arms is Nadaba. Wait, I'm gonna find some modern words that they got in here. They made a mistake and put like modern words up in here, like box. No.
Bro, can you email that?
Huh? You got like Captain Feria. Word back then. Maybe this might be a different one. I remember it's like that back in the day. I would say box or something. Nah, this might be a different one. Yeah, because this go A's, B, C. This one didn't have you know what I mean? It was A through Z or whatever, all on one page. Oh, this is the original joint right here. Nope, that one goes to B. Maybe I don't have it. And the only punctuations they taught you were like the connectors. Yeah, Cherry Love. Thanks for coming out. I appreciate it. Everybody else.
And I'll put my email in your chat.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Yep.
All right. God bless y'all.
Yep. You too.
Oh, Killa, I found out what mashallah means. In Arabic, they use it to mean what God has willed. Not God willing, but what God has willed. It's like a weird cult expression.
I thought that was inshallah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's not the same meaning, but this is like, it's an expression people use a lot for like happiness, like when they're like happy about something, like if something good happens, like if they find $5, they'll be like, mashallah. But it's a cult thing for sure, because Islam as it exists in many countries is a cult.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm gonna go into that one of these days. I gotta knock out Islam.
Yep. That's easy. You see the one I did on the Nation of Islam and that other United Nation of Islam or whatever it's called?
Oh, I need to watch that, I think, but I'll get to it.
Yeah, them motherfuckers had slaves.
Yeah. You know, Islam is the way the Wahhabi or Sunni Islam. Those are two cults.
Oh, that shit crazy though, man. It's a shame.
I'm gonna help you burn them. I'm gonna burn them witches.
That Moorish shit too.
Oh yeah, and you know, I may have to unfriend Orthodox Moor, because I'm gonna have to go after that too.
Yep. And Taharka Bey, yo, that was Taharka Bey. He supposed to be the Moorish dude, like, you know what I mean? That's supposed to be the go-to dude, like, you know what I mean? Like, motherfucker on the internet, conscious community streets, like, you know what I mean? Taharka Bey. And it kind of disappointed me, because I was like, yo, I like the channel and shit. I watch it once in a while, like, you know what I mean? Like, I like this.
Like, you know what's so crazy about that conscious community? I have someone who knows so much about it. Her name's Lacquer Black, and she's subscribed to my channel.
Yup. Lacquer Black.
Yeah, she's subbed to my channel, and one of these days I'm gonna get her to come on and talk about some of the things she knows.
Yup. Yeah, she knows some shit. Like, she was fucking with the whole Sonetter thing. Like, she was out there like that, like back in the day.
Yeah. Sonetter, he's a mess. I mean, I make jokes about people like that, but you know, for real, I really do believe that man has one giant dildo collection. I'm not even joking. I'm not trying to pull a Judah Nazareth. I'm just saying that is like something. He has something in his past or in his future or in his present that completely.
New York City is a crazy place.
I mean, you can't be a prominent leader of a movement without having some kind of dirt on you.
Yeah, and they're gonna abuse that shit somehow, some way. They're gonna abuse that shit. They're gonna find
in every way. I mean, the Africa Bambaataa thing. Yeah.
Crazy, but that's black culture right there. Not saying that. That's us.
That's the Universal Zulu Nation or whatever they called it.
Motherfucker like Puerto Ricans and shit, they're the same shit. They be fucking with the motherfucking goddamn kids and shit.
Oh yeah, that is horrible. Yeah. I mean, it's genuinely horrible. There is nothing to laugh about at that. No.
We got motherfuckers out here and shit, kidnap the damn Puerto Rican girl, take their ass back to Puerto Rico or whatever. Motherfuckers still missing.
Oh yeah, that's terrible. I mean, awful. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I got nothing to say on that because I just want to leave it alone. But I'm just gonna call it a night. I hope that's okay.
All right, that's cool.
All right, yeah. So I'll talk to you later. Killa, shalom.
All right, shalom, man. All right, hello. What you got to say? What you got to say? Oh, I didn't have anything to screen. All right, now what you got to say? What up? You got shit to say? Okie dokie. That shit made sense. All right. Malak, what up, man? Motherfucker cut you though. You know what's real? Like I was telling y'all, I'm gonna keep that shit funky. Like I was telling those Israelites today and shit, how they all condemning motherfuckers and shit up on there, and then I come through and show them what they doing is stupid, and they can't even defend it. Niggas just sit there. Just kill the bee. Just kill the bee in them. Niggas can't even defend that shit. I put up that Morris shit. Niggas can't even defend that shit. Right? So, like back in the day and shit, we used to go to the Arab stores and tear them motherfuckers the fuck up. Right? And be like, yo, both sides gonna kill you. We gonna rape your daughter. We gonna take your wife and shit and have her in the bedchamber and have our motherfucking guard outside the door try to run out. That nigga gonna throw it back up in the motherfucking room. And like, yo, we say crazy shit. And like, yo, if you were in your country, they would fucking kill you for selling pork and shit and cigarettes. Why you trying to sell that shit to my motherfucking people and shit? And both sides gonna kill you and all that shit and tear they motherfucking shit up. You know what? The motherfuckers never did shit. They ain't never did shit. Sit there. Look. That's on everything. For real. Sit there and look. Cause they knew they were wrong. We wasn't lying. Like motherfucking mad as fuck. Like they was mad, but they was like, well, goddamn. And they kept it funky though. Like, know what I mean? Yo, the niggas is right. Like, know what I mean? Allah sent these niggas here. That's how they was looking. Like, yo, Allah sent these motherfuckers here. I remember one of my old bosses used to sell the pork and shit. He was Muslim. He ain't fuck with that shit. He was making his own food in the restaurant. The motherfucker put down paper and all types of shit. Make sure nothing touched his food that he making. And I was vegan and shit back then. This is like 90s and shit. Like mid-90s. And the motherfucker would make my food like he make his food. And he didn't have to do all that shit. He just know I didn't eat meat and like fucking dairy products and shit. So the motherfucker like throw the shit together like he throw anybody else's food together, like, right? Nope, that motherfucker would make my shit just like he made his. But sell the pork, and he had his cousin come up, like Patterson, New Jersey. That's where all the terrorist niggas live at. Like you and the American terrorist motherfuckers, Patterson, New Jersey. You think I'm lying? Just Google that shit. That's where all the motherfuckers at, right? The motherfucker came from Patterson. The motherfuckers don't play, right? Came out like, yo, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, yo, I'm gonna keep that shit funky. That's right, blah. Know what I'm saying? Haram, this shit, like, you know what I mean? So, and made that nigga stop selling pork. So that motherfucker had beef sausage and shit, beef pepperoni, shit like that. Made that shit keep it real. But then that was like when the first World Trade Center bombing. Y'all remember the first World Trade Center bombing? Not 9/11. They try to blow that motherfucker up before 9/11. That was like 99, I think. They tried to blow that motherfucker. No, that was 90. What year was that? Let me look that shit up. First World Trade Center bombing. Bitch, they ain't nothing like what the fuck
Sorry,
I said.
I couldn't.
Shut up. God damn it. First World Trade Center bombing. First time.
Here's a summary from Wikipedia. The 1993 World Trade Center bombing was a terrorist attack on the World Trade Center, carried out on February 26, 1993.
Oh, I started working there after that. Some shit. I thought that shit was around like 97, 98, 1990. But they didn't blow the shit up. Like, they tried to blow that motherfucker up, but it ain't really work. didn't think that nobody didn't die in that shit. Injured got 1,000 people. No, 7 people died in it. 7 people died in it. 7 people. 1,000 on. Yeah, people be buying that pork chop. Yup. They be buying that pork chop. So enough do. You buy that shit and be like, Haiwan, call them motherfuckers animals and shit. Then try to get some ass from the black chick and shit, trying to sell her food stamps. Yo, I heard somebody say that shit. Yo, that's true. Yo, go in the motherfucking day around the first of the month or some shit. You see them bitches hanging around the motherfucking store. Like motherfucking cats. No, after the motherfucking food stamp, like shit. Like they be hanging in that motherfucker like cats. The motherfuckers will give that money up. Have them in the back room in the cooler and shit. Give them a soda. You know what I'm saying? Some cookies and shit. Candy bar for the kids. Oh. Yo, I said, I'll be bullshit. That's real shit. That's real life shit for all y'all motherfuckers that don't live like, you know what I mean? Like, what's called that shit? Like, urban or city type area. They got like corner stores and shit like that. They got like Arabs. Y'all might have an Arab gas stations. I'm talking about this like little bodegas, like little corner stores, little convenience stores on the corner. Motherfucking big bitches being there like cats. Like, meow, meow. The Arab motherfuckers be grinning. You sit them in there grinning. And you like, go ahead, yo, go ahead. Like you like they want to be next in line and shit. Nah, that bitch is chilling. Like, go ahead, dear, you can go. She be like, nah, you can go. I'm looking at the bitch like, when you buying shit, bitch? No, bitch. She like, no, nigga, I'll sell it. Like, no, bitch, I'll sell it, motherfucker. I'm up in here selling something. I ain't buying shit. These bitches are crazy. Yo, that's real shit, though. Like, I see it with my old motherfucking eyes. I heard somebody, like, that shit was like, some motherfucker don't live nowhere near here. Like, they said that shit. And I was like, I paid attention. I was like, yo, you got it right. Then I started paying attention to that shit. I was like, well, goddamn. They asked me for $1 the other day and shit. Nope. Good job, bitch. I said, you all dressed up and shit. Like, you don't even look like somebody be asking for dollars and shit. Like, if you ain't got nobody to give you no dollar and shit. The way you look, something wrong. I don't want nothing to do with you. So no, I ain't give you shit, bitch. I ain't give you shit. Yup. Killer B hard on him. Killer B is hard on him. Hard on him. The way you look and shit. Saying? Every woman born with a high price on their thing and shit. It's how they treat that shit through their life as they get older, that what makes the value of that motherfucker. You can fuck around and do what you want. Appreciate that goddamn value. You can't blame nobody but yourself. Blame nobody but yourself. But Hebrew Israelites will clean you up though. They don't care. They'll clean you up. They'll bring you on in there and find you a husband. You know what I'm saying? Man, shut up. We gonna make sure this brother do by your right. We put that brother in counsel if you go off. Brother, sister. What that means is that they're gonna get you a nigga to keep you in this motherfucking coat. So your ass can get a job, clean you up so your ass can get a job for the white man and give them niggas some money. They give you 10% of that motherfucker. Plus peace offerings, plus priest funds, plus the building fund. Oh, I was saying last night that how the motherfuckers lock niggas up in the school. Like, nah, y'all niggas ain't going home until we get this bread. Dead ass. Dead ass. They read the scripture. Have you robbed God? Niggas in there shook. Most High could kill me. Being there shook. Being there shook. For real. They read that scripture, be like, oh Lord, I better give another $1. And then they can't get that one, niggas. That's not enough. Most High said they ain't enough. And they got these 2 big ass niggas standing at the door. You ain't getting by it. Look like them motherfuckers quit playing for the New York Giants and shit to go fucking be security at the motherfucking Israelites. Exactly. Like New York Giant motherfuckers standing at the door. You ain't going nowhere. You jump out the window, motherfucker. That's all motherfucking way down, nigga. That's the New York City window, nigga. That's all the way down. Shit. You ain't surviving that jump. And what was ill about it, the school is in the same building. There's only 2 businesses in the building and shit. It's the Israelite school, and then there's motherfucking name. Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton's main office is on the 3rd floor. First, 2nd floor is the school, and then they got the 3rd floor. It's no elevator. You walk the goddamn stairs. Yep, Al Sharpton's office. They caught on fire one time. There was a fire in the school, and Al Sharpton's joint almost got burned down. He almost got burned up in the bitch. Like somebody, I don't know if it was him, but somebody was in the office and shit. And motherfuckers was like fucking choked out. Shit. The nigga was choked out. Choked out. See, I give y'all all the real Israelite shit. Like, you know what I mean? They got those channels out there that be telling you getting on the Israelites and shit. All the Cordy shit. Like, I got all the real shit. I got the real exclusive shit. Shit they can't look up on the internet. Like, you know what I mean? I got that kind of shit. Shit, you can't look this shit up on the internet. You gotta go to the source. I'm a primary source, nigga. like that baby and shit for the Lashawan Qadash. Thanks, Springfield and shit. Coming out tonight, breaking that down for us. Judah Nazareth, I know you wasn't going live tonight. The niggas on your ass, nigga. Yo, Judah Nazareth, you was not going live tonight, nigga. I was like, yo, I was about to fuck with niggas in the chat. I was gonna be like, yo. Yeah, I was in that shit, yo. I was a hard nigga too. Imagine Killer B and Tour Nights, yo. What was going on? Now I don't got no chill. Like I had a chill button in Tour Nights and shit. Judah Nazareth had this like manipulation fucking strategy fucking shit going on and shit. So Judah Nazareth be like, nah, Killer B, chill, go make the video right now. And last time he did that shit, he did it not because it was some strategy shit. He did it because he didn't want them niggas to jump off on his ass no more. Because he knew that I just came back. I did that video in like 3 days and shit. Smoked Chris ass and shit on that motherfucker. That nigga was like, oh Lord, like what the fuck is this shit? Who the fuck is this nigga? That shit was funny as hell though. Like that shit was funny as hell. Yeah, shit. Let's laugh at Chris about that shit now. Yo, that shit was crazy. Yeah, like that shit was crazy. I even shocked myself on the video. Then I hit him with another one and shit. They was like, God damn, they flagged this shit. I'm like, God damn, this shit popping though, motherfucker. That shit was popping. Yo, the 2 videos was ill. Then I had number 3 and shit. Like, the dude was like, nah, chill. Motherfuckers ain't watching right now and shit. I'm like, yo, what the fuck you mean niggas ain't watching YouTube? He said it's the summertime. Wait till the fall, like to drop the shit. The whole time, that nigga maneuvering me like to get away from like what really was going on before I came back. Yo, I swear to God, I swear on everything. I might have that shit in the messenger. I swear to God, yo. This nigga said, Yahweh sent me back to him. He said, I hit him up, right? And like a comment or some shit. He said, that's Killer B. that's Killer B. And she said, I said, Yahweh sent her to you. shit. Yahweh sent them to you. Yeah, I might have that shit on the message. He told me like on the phone, but I think I got that shit in the message too. Like he was saying that shit. He said, Yahweh sent them to you. God damn, Judah. I was the angel of the Most High, Judah. Which one was I, Judah? Yahweh sent them to me. Yeah, he didn't want me to know. I didn't know about like the extent, really. I know the nigga got caught and shit trying to fuck with Amber and she married. I knew that shit, but there was some whole other shit, like crazy shit going on. And I didn't know nothing about that shit. Dude, I didn't know that those niggas sat his ass down and shit, like for a council and shit. I didn't know none of that shit. He ain't tell me none of that shit. Some of that shit I just found out. They were looking at me like I didn't know. Like, well, I don't know. I was like, yo, I don't remember that shit. He was like, yeah, we sat that nigga down. We was going in. And I guess I just found out last night that they had one with Nagy, I think at the same time. While Nagy doing shit, being caught. Yeah, that shit crazy though. Yeah, but like I was in that motherfucker. 22 motherfucking years. That bitch 22 motherfucking years. Yup. All of it wasn't actually all affiliated with a group. Like, you know what I mean? There was like periods where like 2 years, like down, 3 years down, like here and there and stuff like that in between like schools. I tell you the truth, I was better off just not never joining none of them shits. Like, just be one of them internet Israelites. Because I already knew how to act. Like, you know what I mean? I wasn't like internet Israelite here that just be fronting, be eating pork rinds and shit while they talking about Happy Sabbath, eating pork rinds and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was a real one. So I kept that shit. But I used the lunar calendar. I used the lunar Sabbath. I didn't observe the regular Sabbath, like Friday, sundown, Sunday. So I ain't give a fuck with nobody. So IUIC was the first school that got me on that shit. No, that wasn't. That's a lie. Other ones had Friday, Sabbath. Yeah, IUIC and shit. That was the one where I was at where they actually couldn't force me doing that shit. So I joined that shit. And I was like, yo, this shit's stupid. And I was just like, yo, fuck it. That motherfucking bread and shit is good. Like that motherfucking unleavened bread. Those girls be making up for that motherfucker, yo. I'm mad I ain't did that shit down because that motherfucking unleavened bread. That ass, yo, that unleavened bread was blazing. Blazing. I don't give a fuck who made that shit. That shit was blazing. And I remember the Sabbath, not the Sabbath, Passover. All the sisters, they made like little gift bags of unleavened bread and shit to keep the unleavened bread and shit, right? And them motherfucker, I had the white macadamia nut joints. And shit, like the white chocolate with the mac, yo, those is lazy. Yo, I was like, shit, I could marry all these motherfuckers. This like, those motherfuckers, all they have to do is make that shit every motherfucking day. Hell yeah, he said, you drink this cup, you drink of this cup, and eat up this bread unworthily. You be in judgment days of the judgment. And shit. I'm like, man, yo, shut the fuck up. That's bullshit. That's that goddamn wine, nigga. That motherfucking wine. I've been sitting in this motherfucking seat for like 4 motherfucking hours. Fuck out of here, nigga. Pass that wine. That motherfucking unleavened bread. I've been sitting in this motherfucking seat. This hard ass motherfucking fold metal aluminum chair, nigga, for 4 motherfucking hours, nigga. This shit cut my circulation off my motherfucking legs and shit. I used to fall asleep at IUIC like every week, yo, without fail. I'm like, shit, y'all need to shut the fuck up and wrap this bitch up. I don't gotta make this shit all day, goddamn thing. Shit. Fuck, I'm tired. Got me sitting here and shit. Yeah, lamb and bread. You can't live out that shit. Damn right. Yup. I was like, man, fuck out of here with that shit. I say, since when fucking we take motherfucking communion up in the Israelite school? Them niggas take communion. straight up like a church. Eat this cup, drink it this cup. I've got a scripture. I'm like, well, goddamn, that is reenacted the Last Supper and shit. Ain't this some shit right here? Man, just give me that bread and that motherfucking wine. That bullshit. I used to sleep, and then Nathaniel used to motherfucker used to try to call me out because I was asleep. I didn't even give a fuck. I was like, I don't even know. The thing is, it's like, I think they got a video and got me. They asked me some shit, and I was like, shit, I don't know. They just like, we ain't ask this nigga no more. Because we live and shit, and everybody here, we got this dumb, stupid motherfucker in the background. They don't know we sleep. There's a couple of videos they still got and shit. That me. Oh, that shit was funny. I just be knocked the fuck out. Instead of like, yo, hit me, yo, I start snoring. Yo, there was some cool dudes in there, yo. There was some bad cool dudes, like down to earth motherfuckers. I knew them niggas was full of shit. But they just like wanted to go to that shit. Like, you know what I mean? That shit fun too. Like, you know what I mean? Even if you don't believe in that shit, if like you into conspiracy theory type bullshit, like that's the spot. Like you'll never leave it. It's like before the internet, like niggas didn't know how to, like they didn't have the internet really on the phone. If you did, that shit was retarded to use. And motherfuckers didn't have computers and shit like that. So, and they was into that, and they got that what do you call that book? The Pale Horse, that crazy niggas book. Yeah, the IUC is founded by the Catholic Church. Yup. Yeah, so like there was on some shit, man. They were really on some shit. I know I forgot my phone. So. There was on some shit. Yup. That shit weird as fuck, yeah. That was the weirdest like Israelite school I've ever been to. I can honestly say that. That was like the weirdest. Even UPK wasn't that weird. It was weird and shit because they had the big giant mural of motherfucking Yahweh Shai with flaming red eyes, like fucking zapping helicopters, stomping on taxi cabs and shit in fucking New York City, like Godzilla. They had that shit on the wall, like a big fucking mural. Giant, like the walls in New York City, they high. They got real high ceilings. So like you don't got no regular like 10-foot ceiling like in the house or whatever. You don't got that shit. 8 foot. What is it? I was feeling like 8 foot, 10 feet. Some shit. Yup. That shit crazy. Fuck with the Hebrew Israelites, motherfucking nutcase, motherfucker. Nutcase. There was a lot of good people though. There was a lot of like really good people. There was some piece of shit. Oh yeah, I remember my thought. About if you into conspiracy theory and shit, and you ain't got no computer, and you brought that Behold the Pale Horse book, like you go to Hebrew Israelite school, like you good. That's all the conspiracy shit, because they're gonna have all the shit there. They're gonna have all the pseudo books. They're gonna have all the pseudo like videos and movies to break all that conspiracy shit down. They're gonna have all that shit there for you. They're gonna have the dictionaries, the coordinates, like all that shit. The Dead Sea Scroll, the motherfucking the Josephus. They're gonna have all that shit. The Strong's Concordance. You're gonna have the Apocrypha. You're gonna have all this shit for your ass to look. The what is that shit? The Indians in the Promised Land, some bullshit. They got the shit we ain't trying to say the motherfucking Israelites. You got all that shit, all them books that you want, and all that shit. They got all that shit at the school. All your shit, and they'll show it to you too. They'll show it to you. So you sitting in there, and they giving you scriptures and breaking it down using conspiracy theory. What's better than that for a conspiracy nut? What's better than that? They ain't shit better than that, nigga. For a conspiracy ass nigga and shit, that's the most perfect shit. That's the most perfect shit for them. Just imagine that, and it's free. It is free. Yo, brother, we ain't gonna charge to teach brothers, you know. Free. And a lot of schools got class every day. Now imagine that. you go get high and shit, and go to the motherfucking Hebrew Israelite school and shit. Sit up and get high and shit, and get those ill ass breakdowns and shit. How we gonna kill the white man, and we gonna be kings of the universe and shit. We gonna be flying through the sky and whatnot. What's better than that? Yo, somebody tell me what the fuck's better than that. A motherfucker's telling a nigga and shit that God only loved him and that Yahushua, Jesus, is gonna come back and put all people on the earth and shit in slavery under the Hebrew Israelites, tribe by tribe. We'd be 144,000 and shit. What is it? 12,000 each. Gonna rule the world. That's gonna be the UN, motherfucking 144,000. And then you got all the other straggly Israelites behind them and shit. They just making it in. They're just making it in the door, because they don't count those other people that get let inside the New Jerusalem and shit. They don't they don't mention that shit. They never mention that shit. Like being the other nations and shit. Like, you know what I mean? They coming into heaven too, motherfucker. They said, no, them niggas going to, yeah, they going to heaven, but they going in chains. They going in chains. They going in chains. They going in chains. Yeah, you can be friends with all the white people you want. They're going to be in chains. And they be dead ass serious. You be like, word? They read you the scripture and shit when you breaking down your shit to make chains to put on these motherfuckers and make them pay tribute. And they said that they're gonna gather all the white people, right? And they're gonna be a time, 1,000 years, right? That you're gonna have the white man fucking them up. The ones that you don't kill, white people that you don't kill, that you got left over, you got them slaves too, just like the rest of the nations, right? But the rest of the nation is gonna be pissed at the white man, because he the reason why these niggas is so mad and fucking us up. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the Africans and the Indian motherfuckers, the Chinese motherfuckers, they gonna be mad as fuck at the white man. They say, see what you made these niggas do? See what he made these niggas do? That's what it is, for real. Y'all think I'm lying. That's what they teach you. That they gonna be pissed at the white man, and then from there, they're gonna round all the white people up after 1,000 years, right? They're gonna round them all up and put them. This is how they explained it. They put them in one big cracker barrel, burn it up, and burn all of them up. The end. And then we're gonna rule the rest of the world and still have all the other nations as slaves. And then all the wicked niggas that the Israelites kill when Yahushua come back, along with the white men and the other nations and shit that we kill and shit, they're gonna be killing niggas too. That don't follow the laws of the Most High. So those niggas that died are gonna come back through the 144,000 through birth. So they're gonna be reincarnated through the righteous. So that 12,000 from each tribe are going to be the heads of that tribe, and the new generation is going to be made through that 144,000 and their wives. And they taught though that your family, your immediate family and stuff is saved through you. So like, but not your parents and shit. But if you got a wife and kids, like they'll be saved through you. So when Yahushua come back and the bitch you got wicked as hell and shit, they ain't gonna kill her because that, and you righteous. Like, but if you wicked and shit, they gonna kill your asses. Like, you know what I'm saying? But what else gonna say here? Yeah, so if you're righteous and your women and your kids ain't shit, they still gonna make it. They're making it through you because that's your possession, even though they ain't shit. But in most cases, that make you ain't shit too, so you probably die yourself. White man's their father. That's right. That's right. Yup. It's freaking lead eating pork ribs. But that's their beliefs. Believe it or not. If people look at that shit, be like, yo, that shit crazy as shit. Yeah, but y'all motherfuckers go to work with these niggas. That niggas gonna work with y'all niggas. That niggas ride the train with these niggas. That niggas ride the bus with these niggas and shit. No, some of these niggas your cashier and shit at the store. Some of these niggas buying shit from this store. So imagine what will happen if some black man fall his ass up out the motherfucking clouds. Y'all gonna be in some shit because there's a whole bunch of Israelites now. Before you said that shouldn't be easy. Now, you motherfuckers all over the place. They in the military. They in the police force. Y'all remember the police officer? He got fired. He was in IUIC. I think they fired him from his job because he was in the group. They got a picture of him and shit. At a IUIC booth. They had a picture of him at an IUIC booth. I think the guy got fired. They should have. But I'm sure that police officer didn't really join it to be racist, probably. But the racism is taught. Yeah, you don't necessarily have to be racist to join the Hebrew Israelites. You know what I mean? You don't have to have a racist bone in your body. You could just be looking just for knowledge of who your nationality is. Black people didn't we came here, we don't know where the fuck we came from. DNA can say some shit, but shit. You could be in Africa and shit somewhere and take a DNA test, that shit can tell you from somewhere motherfucking else. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we don't got no lineage. So anything that's teaching you that outside of what the bullshit you've been taught in school or whatever the fuck, that shit sound good as fuck. And you take that motherfucking shit in, and then they add the other shit onto it and back it up with the scriptures and shit, and then there you go. There you go. You all set. You got the package. You got the motherfucking what you call that shit? Got the test kit. You got the motherfucking starter kit. Now what? You all fucked up. That's what. You're gonna be fucked up for the rest of your motherfucking life until you wake the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? You did that song, Wake the Fuck Up. Wake the Fuck Up. Oh yeah, that was Killer Army and shit. Yep. That's what's gonna happen. The motherfuckers don't listen. Hard-headed motherfuckers. You a lie. The white man's a lie. He lying. The white man's lying. He said you believe the white man. I like, nigga, that's your answer for not giving me your honest opinion of my moral video that I made, nigga. You believe the white man. All right, so I'm supposed to believe it, nigga. You ain't tell me no black scholars or no Hispanic scholars or whatever, like Chinese scholars or nothing after that, motherfucker. Shit. If you the man like that, then I hit him with his own fucking religious shit. I said, Nova Jalil taught not to be racist. He taught that all people shouldn't be racist. That's what he taught. And he taught people to be upright, upright men. Righteous people. That's what he taught. Plain and simple. Fuck all the other shit that's in that little pamphlet that they call the Circle 7 Quran. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that shit, that motherfucker had a little bit of words, and he said, y'all motherfuckers act like people. That's what you need to do. That's all that nigga said. Fuck all that other dumb shit. All that cult shit. That shit was a church. It was registered as a church. I thought it was registered more like as a social club like type thing, but it was registered as a church. So it's a religious organization. Not no motherfucking national fucking headquarters for the Moroccan niggas of America and shit. Motherfuckers are crazy, yo. And they'll cuss you out because they don't know how to answer that shit. But they supposed to be all smart and shit. Dumb motherfucker. And I like Tahar Kabe. I always like that motherfucker. I don't watch this shit all the time. Shit. I ain't really in that shit. But I like to do like style, like his videos, the nigga always laughing. He stayed with a smile on his face. and shit. He stayed joking and shit. Like, see, like cool, jolly, like that motherfucker and shit. Like, you know what I mean? So I fuck with the nigga. And the nigga got on some shit today and yesterday and shit. And I showed him the video. Like, yo, man, I told him, like, he tried to get off on the ground foot with me. I was like, yo, man, shit. I like your shit, dog, shit. You know, I don't believe in that bullshit, but I like what you do, like how you do it. He got on some stupid shit. I'm just like, yo, man, just check the video out and give me your honest opinion. I ain't gotta tell you the next day. I ain't gotta tell you shit. You can debate me on the motherfucker. I was like, nigga. I'm like, and first of all, I was like, I'm not even trying to argue with you. I just want to know what you got to say about the information I presented. That's all. As you being an authority. That's like a motherfucker writing some shit on the Hebrew Israelites. Like vocab alone, write some shit on the Hebrew Israelites and shit. I'm a motherfucking primary source, motherfucker. Like I said before. I'm like Ariel's baby and shit. That motherfucker made that motherfucking language from. Motherfucking primary source. I'm the motherfucker. Yo, for real, I don't even think nobody else out there that been in that shit longer than me. Like, that's not a Hebrew Israelite. That's like talking about them. Like, you know what I mean? Like all the ex-Hebrew Israelites like left a long time ago. The large bulk of them left the 2000 prophecy. That's where the majority of the true believers, I guess you could say, true believers. But then there was the strong that stayed there. But there was a lot, most of them, I wouldn't say left and forgot the whole shit. The motherfuckers, if you would see them now, the motherfuckers be like, how about shit, y'all shot right, brother? Like a thought, brother. Straight up. And you ain't see that motherfucker in 20 years. You see that motherfucker like, y'all about shit, y'all shot. Now I'm like, yo, nigga, yo, go ahead with that bullshit. And they be looking at me crazy. They be like, yo, word, yo, I feel you. They be like, word, yo, I feel you. Yup. I'll cuss a motherfucker out, come up to me with that bullshit. How about you guys? Man, if you don't sit your motherfucking ass down somewhere that stupid shit. Nigga get mad. That shit trigger nigga. You heard nigga tonight and shit. So I don't want to hear that motherfucking shit. No more. Shut the fuck up with that bullshit. Nigga said, I don't want to hear that motherfucker no more. I don't know. Shit. Stop me, get the fuck up out of here. Y'all heard that new Josh shit? That new Josh shit is fat. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the new Josh shit, but it's the new Josh shit. Y'all niggas. Y'all don't know nothing about that shit. That shit was dope. I like that shit. I want him to make shit like that all the time. That shit remind me of the Orb. I don't know if any of y'all ever heard of the Orb. That's exactly what that shit sounded like, the Orb. That shit was dope. I could listen to like shit. 4 hours of that motherfucker. I like shit like that. I'll play that on the way out. There was a couple other good ones and shit too. I gotta put them all on my iTunes. So since I download them, but I don't know why they're not on my iTunes. I don't know anybody. I see 3 motherfuckers up in here. Anybody feeling coming out here and saying anything? They did good job today. Oh, I can end this motherfucker up. Scroll up. Scroll up. About the language. This is some ill shit. I did a video on it, but motherfuckers didn't watch that shit. I think the audio was real fucked up. I had to like the fan or something was fucking with the mic or something like that. Shit was weird. That's stupid why they got that extra step in there. Why did they make that extra? Shit's going on. All right. Y'all niggas gone, so I ain't gonna. Let's go here. Says, oh, still got shit. Fuck this one. Man. I'm gonna read this thing and be out. Says the following list contains numerous references of the Arabic language, archaic or biblical Hebrew flourished as a spoken language in the kingdoms of Israel and Judah during the 11th and 7th centuries BC. The archaic form of the language ceased to be a spoken language during and after the Babylonian exile, at which time Aramaic became the day-to-day language of the Judeans. Right? The bulk of the biblical texts are written in classical Hebrew, while a few texts are written in Aramaic. Classical Hebrew further evolved into Mishanic, or the Mishnah, form which had been extinct as a spoken language between 200 and 400 CE. The Hebrews translated their scriptures into Koine Greek in Alexandria, Egypt, around the 2nd to 1st century BC. At that time, Egypt was dominated by the Macedonian Ptolemaic dynasty. There were several Greek translations of the Judean text, but the translation most often used was the Septuagint. Greek became the language of the scholarship and was used by the authors of the New Testament, which includes the Gospels. Romans defeated the Judeans in 139 AD, and they remained suppressed in Palestine under various regional powers until the area fell under the rule of Arab Caliph. Did I hit my button? Okay, all right. Let's make sure. I wouldn't hurt. He said, I keep both Sabbaths. All right, right on. Shit, I keep both of them. Suppressed in Palestine under various regional powers until the area fell under the rule of the Arab Caliphs. Beginning with the conquest of Jerusalem by Umar ibn al-Khattab in 637 CE. Jews were finally allowed to re-enter the city of Jerusalem, from which they were banned by the Christian Byzantines. Around this time, Hebrew scholars called the Masoretes began to reconstruct their confusion of Greek, Aramaic, and Hebrew scriptures, of which no original copy survives. From the 7th century to the 11th century, in areas controlled by the successive Arab caliphates of the Rashidun, the Umayyads, and the Abbasids. By the time the Masoretes began to work on their texts, archaic Hebrew had fallen out of use for more than 1,000 years, and Messianic Hebrew had ceased to be spoken for at least 200 years. So Masoretic scholars relied on the Arabic language and scholars to understand to reconstruct their Hebrew text. So they used the Arab language to make, oh shit, look, we got a new video. So we rely on the Arabic language and scholarship to understand understand and reconstruct the Hebrew text. The Masoretes worked to reconstruct their variant scripture in Tiberias in Jerusalem and Palestine, and in Babylonia and southern Iraq, regions controlled by the Arab caliphs, because the Masoretes were immersed in the Arabic language and culture during the time of the compilation of the text. Arabic language and scholarship greatly influenced their efforts to establish uniformity in their scriptures. According to research entitled The Arabic Hebrew Comparative Study of Genesis 1 and 3, there is evidence that the Masoretes used transliterations of classical Arabic vocabulary when they back translated the Old Testament from Koine Greek into classical Hebrew. Furthermore, the Palestinian Masoretes borrowed the Arabic system of diacritical marks to vocalize and punctuate their Hebrew and Aramaic texts, imitating the Arab Muslim scholars of the Quran. The Masoretes were diacritics to establish the grammar and thus the meaning of the biblical Masoretic text. Consequently, Arabic should always be considered when the translation of a word makes little or no sense in Hebrew. All right, I'll stop here. This will be another show. So that's Serpent God. Yeah, on that. Yes, thanks everybody for coming on tonight. Malak, Nick Springfield, Loki, Sister Cherry. Shit, what I supposed to email you? I was email or something. Oh yeah, that Hebrew list. Who else was up on there? Somebody else was on there. I can't see the thing. Well, shout out to everybody that came by. I know there's quite a few heads up in here at one time. So yeah, thanks everybody for showing up, hanging out with me, and I'm gonna get to that Josh track I was talking about that I played in the beginning. Play it on the way out. I gotta get more organized. I can't hit the wrong shit. There. Look at that. Damn. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Could be the goddamn burn your ass up.
雲の色、不条色、食べてみて、チール、涙の音。私は死んだってしまう時、とこしでなく、果てる今は。
Set the stage. Gunplay. All praise to Ocean spray, drink it up. Corrupt cops, modulator difficulties with neighbors, traders on the moon and on your face. Lace stockings, boots and clothes, show hoes. I hate those. Stay froze. No coke and nose, no overdose. Stay on the post, heavenly host. Into the jungle, more than Guns N' Roses. Welcome to the Black Denial. The Denali's probably not what's costly. Rockin' Marley, dropping guarded, retarded arenas, gassed up like Rena, 5 liters, feeling whites. Give me insight like original man. Growing up was the plan, now older, level cities to sand. Open hand like chance, never kept up with the Joneses. Violence on the news, holiday bonus, homeless, don't owe us. Who paid for the postage? Yahweh is one. Yahweh is one. Kam Yasharala Allah. One is Yahweh Allahayam. Aha. Lahayam. Yasha. Ahayam. Yahweh. God. Make believe. Gods die horrible deaths. I know why the remnant was left right. Sinking to the depths. Sight. The flat to stupidity. Till holy earth remain completely dropped. The run on for the walkers of the day tonight. Time talkers. The wad altars are marked for starters. The largest mass graves in existence. Ate a little. spit a little. Ate a little, spit a little. Ate a little, spit a lot like Gomorrah. Above the clouds soarer, on sorcerers. Panic at the borders, enormous. The rhyme style by her wisdom. Dormants gone fishing, poured the white grapes and drank the honey. Mummy living looks sunny. Brothers Playboy Bunny, Esau hunting. Looks like a job for somebody, something somewhere here. Told y'all both time and space clear. Flat Earth, round Earth, you're all between alphabet. Can't die on the sea, burn up Vatican with ease. Then rest and watch Adama from the trees. Hey, then rest, watch Adama from the trees. Believe, like hate. So wings and believes collapse Eiffel on BBC because blacks with BBC on attack on all of me. An army carrying you up. What he brings, what brings Captain Army and me of all on attacking T. BBs with black because CBB on iron red apps believes and swings ape like believes trees. Look from Adama, watch and rest in. Ease when Vatican up burns. Seen the on die camp. Greek alphabet between in all earth round. Earth flat, clear, space, time, both y'all. Yah told y'all. Yahweh is one. Tom, Yah, Sarah, La, one, as Yahweh, Allah, Hayam, Aha, Lahayam, Bashar, Khan, Ahayam, Yahweh, the Yah, hosting stuff for pay who us old don't homeless, bonus holiday, views on the violence, Joneses, an army captain breathes on what he brings, captivated audience on the nut swing. An army captain breathes on what he brings. Captivated audience on the nuts swing. Slice. Sickle. Torch. The wide. Earth.
Slice up, man. Thought you knew.
Bring him the wealth.
You knew what was coming.
Bring him the wealth. You owe the wealth. Yahweh above all else.
Be quiet.
But you know,
Be quiet.
wait, what is that?
Be still.
Hello?
Be still.
Wait.
Be still.
Where's that coming from?
Be
Hello?
still. Yahweh.
Hello in there.
Yahweh.
In the beginning.
Damn, I forgot to hit the end button and shit. Fuck it. All right, y'all. Peace.